It'll be one to go this time by. Coming to the green, buddy, coming to the green. Let's go get him. Go, 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 dig, 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 go, 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 go.
Get your motor running. Head out on the highway.
And it's his second pole here at Pocono Raceway. His first one was in June of 2004, which at the time was a track qualifying record. Kasey, you continue in that momentum, that good performance that you've been on here the last 3 or 4 weeks. Talk about starting first in Sunday's race.
Yeah, it's it feels good. We haven't had a pole in a while, and this whole Budweiser team's doing a great job. They've been giving me great race cars. Last week was nothing we could do, and got in that wreck and just kind of had to ride the rest of the race and make sure we finished, and we did. So that's all we could do last week. I think we would have had a good car there, and today it just went right around the corner. I mean, we 3 corners, and it went through all 3 of them perfect. So I was really happy. I didn't, coming to the checkered, I knew it was a really good lap. I didn't know. It's hard to tell whether it's a perfect lap, a great lap, a bad lap. I mean, it's different here than some of the other racetracks, but I knew it drove good in all the corners, and I carried a lot of straightaway speed, and it was real similar to practice. So I thought we'd be very close to Jimmy, and we were, and feels good to get a pole.
Questions now for Kasey Kahne. If you have one, raise your hand. Got one right over here.
Keith Greller from the Morning Call. Kasey, can you just talk about the last couple of weeks starting at Lowe's? I mean, it's just been a totally different outlook for you, and can you pinpoint some things that have just turned things around for you in the team?
I think it was a time of the season. Mark McCardle said from the start of the season that we will get better as the season goes. He's put in emphasis on certain things, and as the season goes on, our cars will get better and we'll be faster. And it just seems the Charlotte test really kind of got things going. We had a good Charlotte test. We took that to Darlington, and would have had a good car at Darlington, but I hit the wall in practice and ruined that car, and then or in qualifying. So that kind of screwed up that weekend. Last weekend we got in that wreck early on, and it screwed up that weekend. But we had a great Dodge Charger there also. So I think the test at Charlotte was big, and then just we've always ran good at Charlotte, and we got some momentum. The fans got us into the All-Star race. We won that and won the 600, and the momentum and the confidence and thing has been there, and the team's doing a great job, whether the guys at the track or at the shop, and it's been fun again. I'm doing a much better job of communicating with Kenny Francis and Chad, our engineer, and giving them the information they need to make the car better, and I think that's been helping as well.
Other questions for Kasey? We've got one on the far side over here.
Yeah, Steve Richards with PRN. Kasey, what are your chances on Sunday?
To me, when you qualify good at this racetrack, you race pretty well. It seems like the way the cars qualify, they feel similar to race, and that doesn't mean we're gonna run first, but I think we're gonna definitely have a car that can run in the top 10, and just doing the right things. We're gonna have a great pit stall in and out, no problems there. Not that there's any problems on this pit road, but its track position will be big, and we're starting up front, so we need to hold that. We need to do everything possible to stay in the top 5, top 10, and I think we can definitely have a good day on Sunday. And we've had some good races here. We've had some great qualifying efforts here, and we need to just keep that rolling.
Have your engines improved considerably since the start of the season? Because a place like this, a place like Charlotte, it would make a heck of a lot of difference.
Yeah, Charlotte makes a difference. Pocono makes a really big difference. In Indy, these types of tracks are, you need an engine, and ours are running well. I don't know if they've, the start of the year they run good too. So I wouldn't, I didn't complain about engines at all this year, and I have in the past at times. Usually they get it figured out and get it fixed quickly, but I think this year the engines have been really strong all year, and they're definitely better now than what they were at the start of the year.
Go ahead.
But I think everybody's are. They just kind of everybody keeps going.
Go ahead.
Jeff Gluck from NASCAR Scene. I was just looking it up, and the only full-time active drivers that have more poles than you is Gordon Newman and Bobby Labonte. Otherwise, you have more than Jimmy, you have more than everybody else right now. Does that surprise you, and what's the secret to your qualifying success?
Yeah, it does surprise me because I don't remember having a pole in a while. So it's it surprises me that there aren't more guys with more than 15 poles. But I've always thought that Friday was one of the funnest days of the week as far as driving and trying to get a pole. And I shoot for that every week. I shoot for qualifying and getting the car as on edge and as fast and as well balanced, whatever it takes to go fast at each racetrack. And I really enjoy qualifying, so I think that has something to do with it. And then just having good race cars, good engines, a good team to work with. But if you enjoy it, Ryan Newman enjoys it. He's had great race cars and he enjoys it, and that's why he gets so many poles. So it's something you have to like, I think, to qualify well every week.
Go ahead, young man.
Well, thank you. Kasey, everybody else was asked this question. I'll ask it this way. Did the patch help you? And what about the patch?
Yeah, if I wouldn't have run the patch, I wouldn't have the pole. It's that much faster. It's 4/10. It's 3 or 4/10 faster to run the patch probably than not. So it feels really good when you're on top of it. It's just there's so much more grip there than the rest of the racetrack, and that's always the toughest corner of all, because turn 1 you have some banking, the tunnel turn, there's different ways to get through it, and it's not quite as tight of a corner, and there's some banking there, and then turn 3 is really flat. So to me, turn 3 has always been the hardest corner to get through, and with that patch it really gets you going and keeps you going through there. So I feel like it's going to make a better race. I think it's going to help cars get down the front straightaway, and if you're better than somebody, you'll probably be able to have enough grip to catch them and get a run and get beside them before you get to turn 1. So hopefully it makes for a better race. I think if it does, then it's definitely a good thing. Yeah, no problem.
Go ahead.
Going back years ago, they used to complain about the tunnel turn being a tough turn here. Now, with your famous patch on between 2 and 3, where do you set your car up to run?
I personally feel like you have to get through. In the past, it's been like you have to get through turn 3. I've never won any races here. This year, I've thought it's turn 1, and I kind of changed my train of thought on that, and that's probably because of the patch. There's that much more grip there, so your car goes through the corner a lot better. But I need some water, if I could.
We'll get you some. Here we go. Can you have this one?
Yeah, I can. It's all right. But yeah, I think turn 3 is much better now with the patch, so I don't think you have to worry as much about that corner. If you can get through turn 1 and the tunnel turn, then turn 3 you're going to be fast. That's my personal opinion.
Over the years, there's been a lot of gas mileage races at this track. Do you think we're going to have a gas mileage thing on Sunday?
It's just all about when that final caution comes out, and for some reason this place I've been involved, this is my maybe 4th year racing here, 4th year I think, and 4th or 5th, and I've been involved in a few of them, so yeah, it could definitely be a gas mileage, and I hope it's not, because for some reason our engines haven't got quite as well gas mileage this year as say the Toyotas and the Fords and the Chevys, but we'll see. I hope it's not a gas mileage. Hopefully it's just a straight up race.
Question right here.
Hey, Kasey, TJ Angle from the Lehighton Times-News. Obviously, you came into qualifying with the quickest practice lap. In fact, it was better than what Jimmy put out there. How much of an edge was that, knowing that the car was good enough to put that good time in?
Yeah, it was an edge, and I was watching it on TV because I went out fairly late, so I saw how much slower a lot of the cars were going, and that had me a little confused, because to me, this place, whether it gets hotter or not, for some reason everybody seems to usually pick up in qualifying. That's what I remember in the past. And so I thought, I was confused by that. I asked Kenny when I got out to the car, and he said everybody's just either a little loose or a little tight or just missing the corner. So at that point I thought we'd be just fine, and when I was coming to the green it felt really close to what it felt like in practice. So I knew we'd be close. I knew we'd be close to Jimmy's time.